Hey everybody, KC here. So I don't know about you, but I got a little bit of a chill up my spine yesterday when the news flashed across my iPhone that the CDC is now saying that fully vaccinated people do not have to wear masks indoors or outdoors with certain caveats. The caveats being that on trains or planes or buses or in train stations or airports, places like that, you've got to wear masks. And of course, you have to wear masks in places where local rules and regulations say you have to. But other than that, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear one. And listen, this has been a long time coming. I'm sure anybody who saw that headline yesterday said to themselves, yippee, how great is that, right? It was interesting. I saw it when I was on my way to the store, and I scrolled down and I read some of the stuff. And then when I was in the store, as I was checking out, wearing a mask, checkout person was wearing a mask, I told her about the news. And it was interesting. She looked at me and she said, yeah, but how do I know you're fully vaccinated? And how do you know I'm fully vaccinated? Both really, really good questions. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be probably a hard one for a lot of retailers because they should want to keep their employees safe, and they frankly should want to keep their customers safe. The impulse, I'm sure, will be to, allow everybody to get rid of the masks unless you make the choice to wear them. But that's going to involve a certain amount of trust. And I got to be honest, I'm not sure at this moment that I'm capable of that level of trust. I don't trust everybody to absolutely do the right thing. I don't trust everybody not wearing a mask to be fully vaccinated. I just think there is too many people who have made a point about vaccinations not being necessarily or somehow being wrong, ethically or morally or whatever. I'm not all that trusting at this point. And listen, the fact of the matter is there are people out there, a lot of people out there who are not yet fully vaccinated and or not vaccinated at all and have no intention of being vaccinated. And some of them have good reasons, and some of them I don't necessarily think do have good reasons. But of course, we could have a long debate over what makes a good reason and what makes a bad reason. We could have that. It's interesting. As far as I'm concerned, there's no real good reason not to be vaccinated. I think especially if you've decided that not getting vaccinated is going to be a political statement, like not wearing a mask. I just do not understand that. It's interesting. I'm deep into Michael Lewis's new book called The Premonition, which is really all about the scientists who were prepared for a pandemic, who knew a pandemic was coming. And it's really, really interesting reading. It's like The Fifth Risk. It's one of those books that you read it and it's nonfiction. You also know that if somebody had written it as a work of fiction, either as a book or a movie, people go, oh no, that's not possible. It's just way too far-fetched. People would never behave that way. But it is a work of nonfiction, and I'll report back to you when I finish the book. It's also going to be very interesting. I don't know if you guys have been following the news in Florida, where basically Norwegian, the cruise line people, basically have said, hey, we have a problem here because Florida has a rule that says that no government, no business can require people to have to prove the fact that they've been vaccinated before they go someplace. At the same time, the CDC, when it comes to the cruise ship industry, has said, oh, no. You got to be able to prove that 98% of your crew and 95% of your passengers, they have to prove that they've been vaccinated before they can get on the cruise ship. And basically, Norwegian is saying, well, listen, this is what the feds are saying. This is what the state is saying. You guys better figure this one out, or we're just not going to go to Florida. We'll just do all of our docking in the Caribbean. So it's creating a state versus federal kind of situation. On this one, I got to be honest with you. I don't know that I'd want to get on a cruise ship anyway, considering the fact that it just seems to me that's a perfect place if people are not vaccinated to sort of spread COVID. But on the other hand, I also think that I wouldn't get on a cruise ship anyway, because they're just basically an enormous petri dish for disease anyway. It doesn't even have to be COVID. They're just an enormous petri dish for disease. And besides, they tend to have lousy food and really terrible wine. And I would pick any one of those three reasons not to go on a cruise ship. But hey, listen, the CDC is saying when we go outside, inside, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. I'm fully vaccinated. That makes me feel good going forward. There's still going to be stuff to be worked out, but I'm going to take the silver linings where I can find them. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. I hope you have a great weekend. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.